live. I
Looks
don't know.
like
Is it? Oh, it says it's waiting for me. Oh, that's ominous. We should be live though. So we'll go with that. Good morning. How are you? Fantastic. You like how I waited for your answer?
just carry on a conversation by yourself, Rachel. It's okay.
I'm good. I
Don't
can do
mind
that. It sometimes happens. You guys should really just hang out in my living room. Look how comfy my couch is. You get to hear me yell at my screen all day long. It's lots of fun.
I feel like I would be too tempted to go lay down and take a nap on that couch.
It is. It's one of those. It's one of those couches where people sit down and then they're like, they kind of look at me and go, "Can I have a blankie?" And then they sit.
Yeah, I don't think we're going through to YouTube.
Are we not?
We're still doing, looks like 0 eyes on it from the view I'm seeing.
I know. See, this stuff happened last time.
Of course
See,
it did.
it says we're live, on air, on air, on air. All right, you. Why are you making my life hard? Nope, that's right. View on YouTube. No, we're here. It says view on YouTube. Yeah, I see us.
Okay.
It just says the coffee table talks though. Like it started somewhere else. What is up with that? Why does it do this to me? I'll figure it out. Production value. What is that? Look, I'll go edit it. We'll find some people.
Looks like you can vote for
though. We're doing that. Oh, and there's people saying good morning. Look,
Yeah.
It finally hooked up. Bam. We are live. Awesome.
flag.
So for those who don't know, this is Will McCullen. Boom. Right there. Looking like a bandit in his mask. Way to mask up though. Awesome. With PIMA Community College Cyber Warfare Range IT Excellence Center. Did I cover it? Did I get it all? Did I miss one?
IT Center of Excellence.
Dang.
Along with the Arizona Cyber Warfare Range.
I do that just so you can correct me and make And Lora Vaughn, formerly CISO for Simmons Bank, and now with Fastly as the director of something fancy, I'm sure.
Security operations.
There you go. So what is that? What has that transition been like for you, Laura? Is it super fun?
It's a huge cultural shift. Having spent most of the last 10 years or so in financial services, banking specifically, it's a whole lot different. You know, from heavily regulated to not so heavily regulated. It's a very different perspective. And a tech company, it's like all the folks have some level of technical understanding. They may not know your specific area of expertise, but you all kind of talk the same language, which is actually really cool.
That's got to be nice, right?
Yeah.
I do that a lot. So whenever I'm talking with my regular everyday circle of friends who I love and adore, and they're like my second family, they have no idea. If I say API, CASB, WAF, right? Like they're like, what? What did you just say? And then I can even spell out, each acronym for what it means. And they're still like, nope, gone, lost. And I'm like, I love you guys. And they're like, we love you too, you nerd. But then I had a friend come down from Minnesota, Molly, who is awesome. She is the coolest of the cool, for my birthday last August. And we were just like sitting on this couch, like having a glass of wine and talking about something, and some, just work conversation came up, and I almost cried because like there was a person sitting in front of me that understood things that were coming out of my mouth.
There's value to that.
Oh, just the ability to relate to somebody in your life.
Nerds unite.
Right? And like, I'm the worst, right? Because I'm like, get off of InfoSec Island. But that's how I got there, was because trying to talk to just my circle of friends about just stuff I think is really important for them, like basic online safety and, some things that they should be aware of, and how their social media could possibly be affecting and instigating any sort of acute depression or anything in their lives, right? Like, you have to be able to communicate that to people who are not in the industry in a way and use words that, so metaphors, right? Everybody in security has tons of them. But that's got to be a huge relief, just to be able to talk to some people every day. So you guys, you all are remote, right, Laura?
Everybody's remote right now because of the pandemic. There are offices in San Francisco and a couple other locations across the globe. But even before the pandemic, it was about 50% remote workers. So there's already a remote culture, which is kind of nice versus, everybody else who is scrambling to go, oh, we need to all work from home. How do we make that happen? It's a interesting approach.
So you guys are pretty communicative with each other, right?
Yeah, all the Slack channels we got going on and conversations. There's the social channels and things. So it's a lot of engagement there, and there are a number of neat engagement activities, like there's yoga on Wednesday mornings and a meditation thing on Monday morning. So it's kind of cool that you can get those connection points, even though I'm sitting in Alabama. I was the first Alabama hire for Fastly, so they had to onboard Alabama as a state in their HR system. That was fun.
Nice. I'm writing that down. Wednesday.
Yeah, you don't get to interrupt my yoga time.
No, I mean, I'm gonna steal that idea. We're doing that. Yoga. That needs to be a thing. My boss, John Davis, and some of the folks that I have the absolute pleasure of working with are way more fitness-minded than I am. I know you ride your bike a lot too, right? And is it swimming? I can't remember. Is it
running?
Running.
I've got 2 of the 3 for triathlon. Swimming and I don't get along so well.
Oh.
We started the dog. Come here.
Hey, you guys, I think yes is here.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Super fun time. Oh, hi, Daisy.
I'm not at home, which is a good thing because I have a great Pyrenees at home, and when he barks, he barks.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. It's very intimidating. Oh, look, we have people talking. I keep forgetting to look at this over here. Look, we've got, oh, hey, it's John Kimmett. What's up, John? And Miss Jeanette Anderson, Joseph, and Celeste. Oh, Celeste is here. She's my counterpart. Talk amongst yourselves.
This is why she's in my lap. Hey. Mm-hmm. She's always got to get the last word in.
Yeah, a little bit. Huh?
But the cool thing is, I get to have my little sidekick. She's got her little bed right next to me, and I am forced to take a couple of breaks and go for walks during the day because somebody insists on it.
That's good. That's good. Get you out of the house, a little fresh air, something. So
Yeah.
I heard you guys had some open positions over there at Fastly that I wanted to make sure we shared with everybody this morning too. Because if you don't know, working with Laura looks like a really good time. Okay, I'm just saying. Plus, I heard their Slack dog channel. So.
So we are looking for, it's labeled as a senior security engineer. Now, I've only been at Fastly for a week and a half now. So I'm still learning what all we're looking for, but my hiring manager for this position says a really ideal candidate is going to have some strong development background, preference with like Go, Ruby, or Rust, and building out pipeline solutions that are scalable to be able to get data where it needs to go, like Elk Stack, that sort of thing. Nice. Some host and network IDS experience, being able to work on those tools and get them to feed that data where it needs to go. And other areas of experience we're hoping to find are also around web application security and web-based attacks, as well as vulnerability management. So this is a really cool team. There's a lot of ridiculously smart people at Fastly. So if you think you're up for it, go ahead and submit your resume.
Yeah, right. Throw your hat in the arena. And if there are some skills that you might be lacking, I think I know somebody that might be able to help you develop them. That guy right there. For anybody who's new to the stream and hasn't met you yet, Will, you want to tell them a little bit about the cyber warfare range there at PIMA Community College and the IT Center of Excellence?
Yeah, so we're at PIMA Community College are working on developing a whole center of excellence where we have just finished, just recently gotten a whole area set up for being our student-run data center, and that's what I'm in right now, to where the students will be able to have their own the racks that they can work on and have production systems, as well as their own areas to play and work on. We held a big summit, and the business came back and told us what we need is actual hands-on to be able to hire. We need folks that have soft skills, who have been part of projects, and who can work together, understand elements like change management. And so this is our answer to try and do that, to work that into the curriculum where it's not just regurgitating knowledge and checking off boxes, but actually having done it, right? And then right next door, we have the Arizona Cyber Warfare Range, which is an awesome place where unfortunately now we're hit with COVID, but anyone in the community could come and learn how to hack. And it's a place where anyone, right? We have everything from kids to folks in their, I think we've had up to in their 80s.
Really?
Coming by and sitting down and starting off with the BWAP and going through, the Buggy Web app and learning how to do some of those basics. And then we've had students setting up wireless attacks and things like that. So it's a really cool concept and idea that we're trying to get going. And it's a whole lot of fun, but we've got a ton of work to do. So that's why I'm here this morning. Here it's 8:11, so I'm still, blinking and getting operational.
Did better. Last week it was what, 9:30 in the morning? For you, 7:30?
Yeah, for me it was around 7:30.
Some of us are morning birds. The one downside of working for a California-based company where a lot of people are in California on Pacific time is I basically work Eastern time hours. I'm up and I'm online at 7, and it's like, oh crap, nobody else is gonna be online for a few hours. And that onboarding, that gets a little challenging. Luckily, my team is scattered across the globe, so a few of those folks are online when I get on in the morning, but that's a new challenge.
Well, we're in Arizona, right? So when you live in a desert, saving daylight isn't exactly the thing you want to do. So we just don't do daylight savings time, which gets really weird whenever you do stuff for the rest of the nation.
I grew up in Indiana, and we also did not do daylight savings time for the entirety of my childhood. So when I moved to Louisiana, that was like, wait, you guys are all what? You're doing what? Why are we doing that?
Because it gets dark at 4:45. That's why.
I was comfortable with that.
I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. That is why I work Eastern time hours, so I can have some daylight still.
Yeah, I've got a few clients that are Pacific time, and there will be messages or phone calls, up until probably 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night sometimes, which is totally fine. I know what I signed up for. It's okay. But but Josh looks at me a little crazy sometimes. He's like, really? I'm like, 1 second, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something really quick.
So on the education side of the house, right, we're about training folks. From your folks' perspective, how do we solve the security problem?
You made a face under there. I saw it. You were so excited. I was excited for you.
How so?
Well, we are living in a time where, if you just read the news, hacks are happening, breaches are happening on a regular basis. Lots of money has poured out this nation. Intellectual property has been stolen massively. There's people in a lot of hurt because of the damage that has come through. So what's the solution?
I think we have a problem in our education system in general that we are teaching people to do what is expected. Pass a standardized test is really the best example I can give of this. That instead of that creative thinking and that curious spirit, we have taken the curiosity and the creativity out of education. So a lot of people don't have that native instinct to go, what does this button do? Click. Oh, cool. Or, oh, crap, depending on what you've done. But I think most of the people that I know that are really good in this area have that curiosity where they just want to go try things out. Well, how does this work? I want to understand why didn't that behave the way I thought it should? And, oh, well, that's interesting. That looks weird. And then go, pull each thread until you figure out what's going on. And I don't know how we solve that without completely overhauling our entire educational system from, K to 5 or whatever, all the way up. Because if you keep teaching to this, you must pass this standard test, we're going to inherently tamp down a lot of that creativity and curiosity, I think.
I would not argue with that. Right? I'm in higher ed. Mm-hmm. And if you look at a good portion of the education system, you go through K-12, right? So you go, all I need to do is do the steps that are required, what I'm told, get through the system, and then you get into high school and you go through and you do everything you need to do. And then, okay, you go to college and you go through and you check off all the boxes. Okay, so now I get to go to the job, right? Oh, wait a minute. Real world is different. It doesn't come automatically.
Right.
The challenge I've had so many times, with new hires fresh out of school, they want you to tell them exactly what to do and how to do it step by step, that they're expecting that playbook essentially to do everything, which works if you're a SOC, come into the security operations center and you work your playbooks every day and that's all you do. Hey, cool. But to catch and be able to prevent attacks and to detect and respond and build out the systems that allow for those playbooks takes more than that mentality. And getting there, I think, really is more about how you're raised and, just your inherent curiosity, whether or not that got snuffed out when you were in school.
Right. And that's like a confidence thing, right? The confidence to, it's okay if oops.
Yeah.
Right. Like because so much of a standardized test teaches human beings to be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid to fail. That's the best time to learn how to be successful, because you can't figure out how to do it right unless you're like, I did it 5,000 times wrong.
And I think that's one of the things that companies and organizations can do is make it so that when failure happens, because it's going to happen, there are going to be outages, there are going to be things that go wrong, not taking a draconian approach to that. Don't fire people because somebody made an honest mistake. Have your fail safes, go play in the test environment, go have those playgrounds and labs where people can go and figure those things out and still enable that curiosity and that playing. But, inevitably something's going to get missed and things will go wrong on the production environment. And if you go and punish somebody for that thing going wrong that they didn't foresee because they've never seen something like it before, right, that has long-lasting repercussions. And I've seen that a couple of places where people go, you know what, I'm not going to make any changes, or I'm not going to do this because I'm scared I might lose my job.
Right. Yeah, I know Josh has been a part of many a I think well done security team, right? And I hear, pillow talking, whatever. He's in the next room. But whenever there's something that happens that they didn't anticipate or anything else, they always have like a meeting on the backside of that after, the incident has been responsibly addressed, that they call a lessons learned meeting, or, just a whatever. And they all sit around, they're whatever, pre-COVID, not a virtual environment, but in the office, but now a virtual environment, and collaborate on the ideas of how that happened, how they could have done it better, what they did in the moment, just stuff like that, just working through that as a group and that level of collaboration, but also their leadership providing the environment that it's okay for us to talk about how this didn't go perfect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to make it a little bit better, which feeds back to what I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but one of my mantras came from a very good friend of mine that hired me first on for Ecolab. And I was at wit's end learning how to work on commercial dishwashers. Not gonna lie, really bad at it. Okay. And I just had a mental breakdown one day. I was like, I'm so bad at this. And he was like, look, you don't have to be perfect today. Just suck a little less today than you did yesterday. That's all you gotta do, is just that little bit more. And it's the same with giving that room to oops.
One of the more companies that I worked for in the past, the head guy would come out in the training, and it was all about folks pulling together and working together. And he would say, when somebody does something major, like they blew the customer's database, there's two ways I can respond to that. I can either, and then he would light into this person, just a completely imaginary situation. He would just light into the poor guy and he'd be like, oh. Or I can say, hey, everybody, let's pull together and let's solve this problem. And the way he would phrase it is that you can make lots of mistakes. If this same person goes and makes another mistake, we respond the same way. Now, if you make the same mistake over and over again, well, now we've got a learning disability, and that's a whole different issue. Right?
And by the way, it's like just repeating.
Yeah, and that's what we got to create. And I agree with you, Laura, in the education arena. That's what we're trying to do with the cyber range, is because you can go through your classes in the center of excellence area, and then you can go over to the cyber range and break it. Mm-hmm. And the cyber range isn't just a virtual construction. It's like, here's a server, put your hands on, and let's take some stuff off the internet and put it into action and see what we can do, right? If you don't have some place where you can break it, if you don't have some place where you can, make those mistakes or pound your head against a wall and then learn how to ask other people, hey, I can't get around this. What can I do? We've got to change this concept that IT employees are perfect and that they know everything. And if they don't, you need to get rid of them, and turn it into a collaborative, hey, we can figure this out together. If we can do that, I think we're starting to do something worthwhile. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd agree. I think some of that collaborative effort comes down to, we put so much focus on the hard side of things, the bits and bytes versus some of those soft skills. Because I've coached a number of my directs over the years that if you're going to go ask somebody for help, don't just go, hey, it's not working, fix it. Go, hey, this thing's not behaving the way I expect it to. I went and I did this and I did this and I've talked to so-and-so and I've done all these things. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope kind of thing. And because you're going to get much better results, that communication effort means a lot in that context. And I don't think we do a good job of helping people learn how to do that so that they can effectively learn from their peers and the people that they're working with.
Absolutely. And that we've got to teach the concepts too, not just the material, but you have to, my father, awesome, he was a professor, and he used to always tell me that students will rebel at knowledge out of context. And so you have to provide those concepts. One of the things that scared the jeebers out of me was we had somebody who would work with a range. He worked for a major firewall company, and I'm not going to say who, but he was on the tech support area. And he's saying that he sees a whole lot more of folks calling up saying, I got my firewall out of the box. Now what do I do? right? They order a firewall and then they want tech support to walk them through step by step. And you have an IT professional job?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got to change that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we've got about 6 minutes left, and I know Laura's got a hard stop at 10:30. She got to go meet up with some new team, huh?
Yeah. Not good to be late or miss a new meeting and a new job.
No, we don't want to risk that happening to you. So yeah. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to refill your coffee at least, or water. And thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We look forward to seeing all the awesome things that you and the team at Fastly are going to be up to in the upcoming months. And be sure to share that with us so we can share it with everyone else.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite. Interesting conversation on education. I think that's a really good area that we've got to figure out how to solve, because what we're doing isn't working.
I agree.
I'd agree. Thank you, Laura. And a pleasure meeting you.
Very nice to meet you. Y'all have a great one. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Because we might have to kill a car for a while.
Well,
yeah,
that's good to know.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. And I like the tie-in, right? It was great that Laura was able to. She had an open position.
Oh
right
yeah,
there, right?
That was sweet.
I bring you the best friends ever. I just love Laura. How can you not love Laura?
Awesome.
She's just the best, and I always learn something new hanging out with her, and you, of course, and everyone that is joined us on the chat. We've got a couple of different places that chat is coming from. It looks like LinkedIn Live is finally working, you guys. Poof, right? Look, and doesn't that stem back to us talking about, go break it a little bit to learn how to fix it, to learn how to fix it.
Absolutely.
Worked out really well. Well, I think I'm going to keep you as long as you'll have me.
Well, as long as you can put up with me.
It's working out pretty good. That's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Everyone, next week, I think, probably same bat time, same bat channel. If anyone's at all curious, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but I have an ILF pin. If you're not sure what the ILF does, it is Innocent Lives Foundation. They help unmask, no pun intended about Will's mask. They help unmask child predators online and do it in such a way that is amazingly awesome. And you should definitely go find out more at innocentlivesfoundation.org.
Yeah, if you've got a contact there, that would be a great person to have to talk on how they actually accomplish that. Because definitely needed.
I might. But look, so we do these weekly team meetings for ILF, and the last I heard, Chris Hadnaghy probably had, I don't know, a bajillion speaking engagements this month, as I'm sure a lot of people do. But I may be snagging him for next month, either him or Shane McCullen, who is also just wonderful and awesome over there. So we might have to do that soon. I know I think I've duped Chris Roberts into coming to hang out at some point too.
Awesome. And I'll see who we can get too. And if anyone has any ideas or things that they really want to hear about or see, maybe put it in the chat.
Yeah, and, definitely. You can direct message me. Look, I'm everywhere, guys. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. I'm all over the place. Just come find me. It's easy to do. Or Will, you can send it to him too. He'll be happy to have you on. Whatever, bring a friend, right? You're welcome. I should retitle this the cybersecurity welcome wagon. Hey. Anyway, thanks guys so much for circling up this morning and for participating in the chat as well. We'll see y'all next week.
Cheerio.
Bye.